Good morning, guys. We're starting out much colder out there this morning. Remember, yesterday we started near 50 degrees. Well, we're in the middle 30s right now. It's 35 degrees in Springfield on steady north winds and some cloudy skies. We've got some light snow from Nevada to Clinton and Lake of the Ozarks, some flurries there, and we'll have that work its way southward as some light rain through mid-morning, so some sprinkles possible until about the interstate. We'll have, again, temperatures are continuing to tumble by about 15 degrees colder from yesterday. Still holding on to temperatures near 50 near Mountain Home. It's 41 in Branson, 35 degrees in Springfield, and 34 degrees in Clinton. Winds are out of the north, pretty steady, and that's what's bringing in that colder air. So by dismissal, we're mostly cloudy with those temperatures in the lower 40s, which is over 10 degrees colder than they were yesterday. You can see those light showers roll in. We'll have them get to the interstate probably as rain. They quickly exit shortly after 12 noon. We'll have temperatures in the lower 40s through the afternoon with mostly cloudy skies trying to clear north of the interstate. Clear skies tonight with temperatures dipping into the middle 20s. Mostly cloudy skies return tomorrow with temperatures still below average in the low to middle 40s. So 2 chilly days ahead today and tomorrow. Arctic air comes in maybe with a dose of some light snow going into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, especially for areas to the south of Springfield. Otherwise, we'll have mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures during the day on Thursday in the 30s. We'll rebound quickly by Friday. Temperatures going back into the 40s, but that's not before we hit some pretty cold morning temperatures on Friday, dropping to about 16 degrees as that Arctic air settles. Then again, things get better as we head through the weekend and into early next week. So here's that 7-day, 2 chilly days with clouds today and tomorrow. Quick light shower possible today. Light snow as the Arctic air comes in by Thursday with temperatures in the 30s. We'll have temperatures start in the teens on Friday before they recover in the afternoon. Joe, Lauren.
We start off now with your education coverage as a group of students at Missouri State University is working on an ad campaign they hope will impact our community for the better.
Nigel McDonald met with the students and is live in studio with us this morning to explain how they plan to do this. Nigel.
Well, good morning, Lauren and Joe. The students are part of MSU's advertising team. They're working on a national ad campaign aimed at lowering the rates of hate and targeted violence. This includes anything from a mass school shooting to a terrorist attack. The group is one of 10 colleges developing campaigns for the McCain Institute. MSU ad professor Samantha Franska says the campaign is providing the students with meaningful professional experience. Franska says the group is currently in the research phase. This includes looking at incidents of targeted violence across the country and determining what the students can do to counter those. Jordan Moore is a part of the ad team. Moore says their campaign will focus on advocating for inclusiveness and positive self-image.
Being a college student, especially here on a college campus that's diverse, just like Missouri State, that has helped us create a campaign that we are able to use our insights and our knowledge to help create that peer-to-peer aspect of a campaign.
Moore says the group will submit its final product in May. From there, the McCain Institute will select 3 schools to present their campaign in person at Arizona State University.
Nigel McDonald reporting this morning. Thank you. Going around the region now, Missouri lawmakers are making a move they say will help protect kids. The bill is seeking to add the Conservation Department's nature and educational centers to the list of places child sex offenders are banned from. If passed, any child sex offenders that come closer than 500 feet could be charged with a felony. The bill is sponsored by Representative Hannah Kelly from Mountain Grove. She said the Department of Conservation asked for help after realizing child sex offenders were able to go onto government-funded property and authorities could do little about it.
These are state-funded properties. We have a responsibility to ensure the safety and well-being of the children as they access and leave these state-funded properties. And if somebody is going to be a perpetrator of a sex crime against a child, we need to make sure that if they were to commit that horrendous act, that there are teeth there to punish appropriately, so that anyone who might even be entertaining any kind of thought out there in the universe would say, hey, this is a bad idea.
Kelly says there are changes being made to the bill that would allow registered sex offenders who are parents to go along to programs with their kids as long as they get prior permission.
Several families are grieving this morning after North Little Rock police found 4 bodies inside this home in that area. Officers were patrolling when they saw a door open to a second-floor apartment. When they got there, they noticed a man who was dead. That's when they went inside and found 2 other men as well as a woman who had also passed. Detectives were out all day trying to figure out what happened inside that home. Police say there were no signs of trauma to any of the victims, and they're hoping an autopsy will help give them more answers. Police found what they think might have been drugs in the home, but say they're not ruling anything out.
We have a Color 10 follow-up that we want to alert you about this morning. The man who had his murder conviction overturned in his wife's death will be in a federal courtroom in Springfield today. We're talking about Brad Jennings. He's suing the highway patrol sergeant who investigated his case. Jennings was convicted in his wife's death back in 2006. He spent nearly 9 years in prison before a judge overturned his conviction that you'll recall happened in 2018. The judge made that decision after learning evidence from a gunshot residue test was not actually turned over to attorneys. Jennings is suing Sergeant Dan Nash in civil court. Jury selection for the case begins at 9, and we'll have David Oliver there on our coverage all morning and all day today.
In other political coverage, Missouri lawmakers are discussing how to counteract the opioid crisis. Currently, Missouri is the only state without a statewide database to track prescription opioids. Lawmakers hope that a recent bill introduced in the House would change that. However, some members of Congress, like Republican Senator Cindy O'Laughlin, say the bill raises privacy concerns.
A head-on crash in Ozark County has taken the life of an Arkansas man. According to the crash report, 59-year-old Michael Clark was killed when another vehicle crossed the center line, hitting him head-on. The crash happened on Missouri Route 5, south of Gainesville. The driver of the other vehicle is currently listed in serious condition.
Cox Hospital in Branson is teaming up with the Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks to offer free mammograms today. The screenings are for women who don't have insurance or who don't have enough insurance. They will be performed inside the Women's Center from 3:30 to 5. No appointment needed. There are a few guidelines, though. You must be at least 40, have no current breast problems, and it has to be at least 1 year since your last mammogram.
Funding for a new behavioral crisis center in Greene County is now available. The Greene County Commission and Borough Behavioral Health will sign the contract that will approve $1 million in public funding during a signing ceremony later today. The center will be a first of its kind in Southwest Missouri and serve adults 18 and older needing help with mental and substance abuse issues.
Now here's a look at what's coming up after Daybreak.
I'm Tony DeCopel. Coming up, more Black History Month trailblazers. 2 pioneering supermodels talk about challenging conventional beauty standards. That's coming up on CBS This Morning.
A couple of trends on Google. The first one, political, right?
Yeah, new this morning, Michael Bloomberg has qualified for the Democratic debate that's set to happen tomorrow. It's his first debate, and he's actually polling at 19%, which just meets the threshold for the qualifications there.
And this is in Las Vegas, right?
Yes, this will be
debate?
in that for the Nevada upcoming, all the primary there. He's funding his own campaign, of course. He's been going at it for a few months now.
And that's a big deal for him because didn't he get into the game a little bit late where he missed some of those earlier opportunities?
He did get in there late. Other people that are debating are Biden, Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, and Elizabeth Warren.
Okay, another trend we're following this morning is from the Boy Scouts of America, which has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy amid so many sexual abuse lawsuits. And so what's important about this, besides the bankruptcy factor, is that those lawsuits are put on hold while the bankruptcy is being figured out. And Nigel, you were reading a little bit about this too?
Yeah, one thing that I thought was interesting is that local councils will still run as scheduled because they are separate entities from this.
Really?
So this will not impact them.
Okay,
Right.
so
lawsuits being on hold is big, though, right?
yes, and CBS This Morning actually has an individual case of a man who was abused allegedly by Boy Scouts and says it almost completely derailed his life. So you can catch that right after us on CBS this morning.
All right, that's all coming up. And of course, we've got the weather going down, right?
Yeah, temperatures will be cooler today than they were yesterday. We'll be in the 40s by dismissal. Some quick hitting rain showers possible this afternoon, and then we'll be mostly cloudy. We'll have the clouds hang around through tomorrow. Temperatures in the 40s. Even colder air comes in on Thursday, maybe with a quick hitting round of snow. Temperatures in the 30s on Thursday, and then we start in the teens on Friday morning. You're shaking your head no. Not disapproval.
That dip is going to be rough, but we'll look at those 40s and deal with it, right?
Yeah, we will. Thanks for starting off your Tuesday with us. Here's a live look at skies out in Springfield. Hope you all have a great day.